Before we start, I would like to introduce all our panelists for this webinar. To start with, our first panelist is an expert with 23 years of experience in pre-primary and primary school education. She is a Montessori, Playway, value-based education, and PYP certified trainer. She is also a National United Nations volunteer who supports and follows the principles of United Nations Global Compact. She is also a valued member of All Ladies League Forum, dedicated to empower women in the professional world. She has been awarded with Best Educationist by All Ladies League Forum. Let's welcome our first panelist, Ms. Reena Singh. Our next panelist is leader and expert of learning and development. She is founder and host of podcast Stars of Learning. She is also a facilitator, global speaker, NLP practitioner with more than 20 years of experience focusing on people development. She was also a recipient of Best Training and Development Leader from World Human Resource Development Congress in 2020 and Asia's Most Innovative Training and Development Leader from Times Ascent in 2018. We welcome our expert panelist, Ms. Jyothi G. Our next panelist is someone with a vision to make future leaders while they are in their learning phase. She has become founding principal for schools in India and Sharjah. She believes communication is the best tool to build trust either with students, parents, or teachers. She believes that teachers' recognition is important both for staff morale and for instructional growth. She finds her peace and success in the achievement of others. Let's welcome Dr. Haleema Sadia, Director of EDUFAM International. And our last panelist is a man with a mission to make India employable. He has been coaching and mentoring mid-career professionals for growth mindset career, life transformation, and leadership development. He is an electronic and communication engineer with more than 35 years of experience in government as well as private sector. He has served in Indian Navy over a decade and more than 22 years in multinational companies. He has also co-authored best-selling book, Superpower Mindset. His aim is to help people get their dream job and fast-track their career. We have with us Mr. Narendra Singh. Welcome all our panelists. And before we move ahead in this webinar, let's discuss the topic of the webinar, that is employee engagement. But more important is, why are we having this conversation now? What are the problems in the industry which are making us have this webinar? So if we have observed, we have received feedbacks from employers and employees as well, that since COVID-19, since 2020, employees are working overtime. They don't have a work-life balance. On the other hand, employers are also not satisfied with the performance of the employees. And the solution to this is employee engagement. And to understand what is employee engagement, I would like to welcome Mr. Narendra Singh to tell us about what employee engagement is, what is the term it holds, and what effects it has in the organization.
Thank you very much for the invitation to this program. And let me tell you, I will share you the practical aspect as you have, covered. I have the experience of the government sector, the private sector, the MNC, and global culture. I have traveled extensively in the Middle East, in the Europe, complete Europe, in the US, Asia Pacific, China, Vietnam, Singapore, Thailand, all countries almost. And I have traveled to the academics and industries, both simultaneously. In every visit, every time, I was visiting some of the industries, some of the academics in all these places. So I got some perspective of, one is the global perspective. And let me tell you, before we talk on to the employee engagement, let's have two perspectives. What is the employer's perspective of hiring a person, and what is employee's perspective of getting a job, and then what is the employee engagement, what is the employee satisfaction. So any employer, when he employs someone, the purpose or the reason is, it is not purely to give somebody the employment. That is not the reason. Please be clear. The prospective employee, be clear. It is, the purpose is not to give the employee to the people. Purpose is they have some issues, some problems, some things to be sorted out, some problems to be fixed, some process to be improved, some work is to be done, some production is to be done. It means they want some contribution from a person, whoever is coming there. Now, as an employee, we are only thinking, I should get a job somehow in this company. This is a good company. So whenever you are going for a job, go as a contributor. Please remember, if you are going as a contributor, your satisfaction, your engagement will be better. Your job prospects will be better, number one. If you are going as a seeker, just I need a job. You tell me, when you get a beggar on some signals, when he is just begging, give anything, what do you give? 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees. It means when you are going as a beggar or as a seeker, you don't get much. Remember, go as a contributor. So because they are looking some solution to their problem. So very clear, employer's perspective, employee's perspective. Now, when an employee is going to the organizations, now in the real terms, what happens? One thing is which is taught in theoretical terms. One is what is in real terms. The one thing we lack in all the education system is that academically, theoretically, practically also at some places, they are teaching you the things, how things will work. But eventually, every person has to work with the people also. It means wherever we are going to work, we are not going to be in isolation. Maybe you are sitting, working from home in this current COVID scenario. Even then, you need to talk to somebody, to your team, to your group. You may be leading the team. You may be part of a team. It means we are going to deal with the people. It means what is needed, we should be comfortable in dealing with the team. So self-management, team management, leadership, communication, these are the essential qualities of a person seeking job. And if you have all these things, then comes the job satisfaction, and then eventually the job, what we call it, the employee engagement. Now employee engagement is a broader term. Job satisfaction is only part of it. Now when we are working at some place, if you see the culture through different ages, you come from the industrial age, people will join one organization, they will retire from there. Maybe you have joined at some level, you will go till end and you will retire from there. But now you are seeing somebody will work for 1 year, next year he is in another company. After 2 years or 1 year, he is in another company. So all the reports, all the survey from the topmost, the global agency, the Gallup, when it says about the employee engagement, employee satisfaction, they are doing survey at a very bigger level, which is in lakhs and crores. So the employee engagement is still very low in most of the companies. Again, it varies company to company, but as an average in a country is coming somewhere in the range of 30%, 35, 33, 35, 40. In those range it comes, the employee engagement. Satisfaction may be more. In some companies it is much better.
Yes,
So,
you are right,
yes.
Narendra Singh ji. Very right, very right. Rightly
So,
said that it is very low.
yeah, definitely what you have said. Let's to brief it. The employee engagement is actually the mental connection of employees towards the work they do, their teams and their organization. Then only they will be able to work more effectively in the organization. That's very true. Thank you so much for explaining to us what employee engagement is with the background as well. Moving ahead, my next question is with Ms. Jyothi G. So we have been we have done a lot of surveys to understand what are the concerns of employers, right? Some say that the personal goals of employees are not matching the organizational goals, and some are not satisfied with the performance of the employees, that they are not very organized. So we would like to learn from you, what do you understand from what are the problems that employers are facing right now with their employees performance, and how employees engagement can boost their performance? Yeah, how can this solve this problem, that the low performance of employees?
Okay, so to improve or boost employee performance, first we need to know where is the problem, right? And for that, I strongly recommend to all the HR leaders or the organization, please don't compare your employee satisfaction survey. Do an employee engagement survey to identify the pain points. That is when you will get a clarity on, what kind of a feedback, what is the opinion people are having. It could be a holistic way you can look at. It could be on the policy process and the work life balance, whatever that you are proposing. Put that in the engagement survey and get that kind of input, and you need to make that analysis, else it will fall flat whatever you do. And for me, employee engagement is not like having an event activity or a game. It is much more than that. And can you have that kind of a focus when you're focusing on employee engagement? Because uh, we need to know what is the essentials. Okay, and we need to build that engaged employees. And it's not only HR initiative, I would say, because I've been part of HR, so I can say that it should be collaborative effort from the organization, from the employees also. When we all put hands together and make an impact, only then we will be make an impact in employee engagement. So if you are asking me for some tips on how to increase this employee engagement, firstly, we need to have a purpose in mind, very clear on why we are doing this employee engagement. Again, as I said, it is beyond games and events. The purpose should be the clarity for you. And you need to identify core team who can support you in this drive. You pick them. It can be voluntary based, or you identify the potential and put them in the committee and give them that kind of an open hand, and transparency. And only then this core team will be able to contribute and bring that kind of an innovative ideas on how do we engage employees. And how do you do that? It should revolve around at least three simple questions. And I'm a big fan of Simon Sinek. So I will begin with why. Okay. And at least ask that why question 6 times, to get deeper meaning to why you're saying that you need that employee engagement. Only then you will be able to understand what is the problem it exists, and how are you going to give a solution to it. So begin with why, what, and how. You need to address this, keeping your core purpose in mind. Okay. And then what next is, like I'm sure everyone has SMART goals, right? Yeah. So you should also have SMART initiatives. So it's not that you do an event. It should be specific. It should be measurable. It should be attainable, result oriented, and time bound. Like, you can't do a COVID activity now because people have already shifted into a hybrid working environment. So focus on those kind of an activities. Yeah. So that's the SMART initiative is important, and you need to level up also. When you do that, benchmark with other industry. How are you scaling and all that? And having a calendar is a must. Scheduling is a must. You should, people should know about your activities. It should not be hidden and you give a surprise event like a fun Friday or a thrilling Thursday. No, it should be announced well so people are prepared mentally and they come there. And my last tip would be, please don't do it like one of the program. It should be on a continual basis. For what are you doing? For connecting, collaborating, and making an impact to people. And that can happen only through communication.
You
Over to
have
you,
really
Hamid.
explained it really well, Ms. Jyothi, and I would say that employee engagement speaks for itself. An HR can't just do the employee engagement by itself.
True.
The employees have to engage with each other. Then only the effect of employee engagement will be there. And we have to keep reminding them of the goals of the organization. It is a continuous effort to keep motivating them, keep reminding them like this is the goal, this is what we have to do, and how you have to work with the team. Then only it is a successful employee engagement activity. It is a continuous process. Thank you so much.
Only then employee will align their goal to the organization goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for your insights on this. Well, moving ahead, Ms. Reena Singh, the next question is from you, for you. Like, what are the problems and concerns of employees with the employer and how the employer should handle them? If we see it from the employee's point of view, what problems they face, because you must have heard problems of employees as well, what challenges they are facing with work, with not able to work with the team or not able to work under the leadership. So how should the employer manage that? How should the employer handle that? Over to you, Ms. Reena Singh.
Please unmute yourself, my dear Reena.
So I'm heading a school. In this capacity, I feel that if my team is very comfortable with me, if I'm a good listener, they can always come to me and they can always share their problems, be it personal or professional. And we don't have any HR person. So that's where I feel that I am doing a dual role, even multiple roles at times, because if they have some personal problems, if their mental framework is not ready to work on that particular day. So in a class, like we see as a teacher, if children are not at emotional front stable, they cannot perform. So similarly, if employees are not stable, be it mental, physical, or emotional level, we can't expect them the best outcome. And each day matters. For me, each hour, each minute, each second matters for having the best outcome. It's not about the organizational goal at a larger scale that out of 6 months we are expecting this, but each day, if my employee's performance impacts the child's life, that's where my empathy lies, that I need to have the right set of people who can actually discuss and share their problems and how quickly I can resolve and help them to be as a great support at their any level. So I feel that employees generally share their problems when work-life balance comes in place. So I mostly work with startups, and if the school is at its beginning or initial phases, we expect employee to spend more times in planning, training, curriculum planning, and personally work with me for little longer hours. And that's where if they are in joint families, they are answerable to their families. Of course, they learn, they enjoy, and they often admit very openly, despite of working for 9 years or 6 years in other organizations, we never learned those things. So for their professional growth, they are very excited, super excited. At energy level, I always feel that they are always excited because I keep them motivated. I give that ownership after some days or some months that yes, you take charge of your own learning and I'm there to share whatever I know. So I feel that my team is always highly motivated, but at the same time, they always say that, yes, we are expected to do a lot of things at home. So we need to go back on time and then we need to perform a lot of things. Whereas as teachers, I feel that at home also, they have to finish a lot of tasks when they are at peaceful, space. So I think this work-life balance, other than this, if we are working with good organization, they give recognition on time, reward policies. So all these policies should be in place before we start a school. The employee should not feel neglected or not heard at any point in time, and each day's question list has to be there with the leaders, where you are having your own checklist, whether my employee, they have found their best friends in the team. That means my collaboration is the best. if they feel that workplace has given me the best friends, best people in the world to work with, they'll never leave the organization. And if reward policy, if you are timely reviewing their performance, if somebody has joined at some package and you feel that the person is doing dual responsibility and out of his own will, she is performing extra, then we should reward during the year, during the session, within a month's time. Who says that it should be annual cyclic benefit or rewards? So that is the goal, that we should be very much aware of what they are doing, how connected they are feeling, and how rewarding they are feeling. So that's what.
Well, thank you so much for your inputs on that. And I would, what I understand and what everybody should understand from you, that communication is the key to every problem. If you want to solve any problem, you have to communicate your problem to your leader, and your leader will definitely look out for a solution for you, and your leader always has your back. Thank you so much for your insights on this topic, ma'am. And moving ahead, my next question is from Dr. Haleema Sadia. And I would like to know from you, ma'am, please tell our audience, because definitely it's employee engagement is a thing, but how to do it, Dr. Jyothi, Ms. Jyothi gave an insight on how to do it with the service, but I would like to ask from you as well, what are the tools, techniques that can be useful, that we can use to measure the employee engagement, to make an effect of it in the organization?
Thank you very much, Mr. Hamid. And before I elaborate my question and put forward my response, let me just thank a few guests, those who are here. Especially, I would express my gratitude to Dr. Ram, who has joined us from Singapore, and all other dignitaries here. And thank you very much for joining us. You know, this topic was very close to my heart, and I was thinking like quite long that how I am going to take up this topic. And fortunately, Mr. Hamid has coordinated with me and collaborated. And then I thought it is going to be nice if we are going to invite the people, because everybody is somewhere or somehow suffering with this. Now, coming to your questions, that how we can measure the employee's engagement. You know, there are many things suggested, and if we Google on this topic, you will find lots of suggestions given to us, like in the form of surveys, in the form of rating skills, in the form of feedbacks, in the form of emails, in the form of setting the goals for the employees, in the form of giving them the targets. So there are many things mentioned, the people say. But here, since we are sharing our personal experiences, and as I believe, like in the light of my experience dealing with the people, dealing with the students, parents, teachers, and now for the last 2 years dealing with the people in the corporate, I find that 3 things have worked for me very effectively. And those 3 things I would like to share with my distinguished guests here. And I have for the purpose of remembering it, I have kept it in this form, that I always keep Mr. Rao with me. Okay, so Mr. Rao, R-A-O is Mr. Rao. I always keep Mr. Rao with me so that I can effectively engage the employees in their own fields and give them the satisfaction. So here R is for employee retention. You know, if we have to look at the retention of the employees. Believe me, maybe it is somewhere in the mind that the people leave the company because of the salary, because of the money. But believe me, that basic 50%, in a survey it is said that 50% people leave their company because of their bad bosses. So if you are a good leader, if you are a good boss, then naturally your retention will be high. Your staff will not leave you so easily. So this is R is retention. Then after that comes A. A is absenteeism. If our work ambience at our workplace is so that everybody feels happy, excited, energetic, yes, I have to go to the office, I have to go to my workplace and do the things. So that absenteeism will give you a very clear-cut picture. Early morning, if you are receiving 10 messages, 12 messages, headache, stomach ache, this ache, that ache, grandmother died 100 times, you know, this is the most common excuses, that my grandmother died, and no, she has already died 2 years ago also, and maybe 6 months ago. So absenteeism is a very clear-cut mirror for us. We have to always look in that, why people are taking frequently, why they are absent from the workplace. And the last one is O. O is the most important thing. O is one-to-one interaction. You know, whether you use surveys, whether you use feedback, whether you use any form, or you give to HR any responsibility of bringing the reports to you, giving you the feedbacks and surveys, but the magical effect of one-to-one, nothing can replace. And what I was doing is that I had kept a day that is called Coffee with Princey. It is like in most of the good schools, it is common. So what we do is that we call the staff one by one, we have a coffee with them and have chit chat, and we try to understand their mind. And while you are having tea and snacks and other things, so you are very informal. And then you come to know exactly that how is their satisfaction level and how much they are satisfied in the school. So this is my personal experience. Keep Mr. Rao with you. Thank you, Mr. Hamid.
Thank you so much, Dr. Haleema. Mr. Rao will always should be with everybody, with every leader, right? So, well, moving ahead, my next question is to Mr. Narendra Singh. See, every activity that we do, every job that we do, the purpose is that we need a positive outcome out of it. If we talk about employee engagement, what are the outcomes that are expected from the activities of employee engagement? If you can put insights on that.
Okay, so I will add few more points, whatever Dr. Haleema and the people have covered. See, in corporate world, I will give you 3 examples. When I work with the defense, when I work with the Indian company, when I work with a MNC, US MNC. So how employees were engaged actually? What is the engagement? As you mentioned, you know, mental, emotional attachment to the organization where they are working. They are ready to put their heart and soul into it. If you listen to all the successful leaders, you go to, you know, nowadays a lot of informations are available. They say you put your heart and soul into your job. And we have listened many times that work is worship. So working with your, you know, heart, putting your emotions, considering it as it is your own thing, own job, own, you know, sense of ownership, sense of belongingness. What activities people were doing, I am just covering that every quarter having some activity where everybody is engaged. It could be a tea party, it could be a, you know, gathering, it could be a meeting, quarterly meeting, it could be some activity. I have seen in, you know, MNCs, regular meetings were there, quarterly meetings, where all are involved and everybody has to speak, everybody has to give whatever he has done. What is the, you know, corporate or company vision or departments, you know, it was department wise and together also. So everyone is involved. Thereafter, they go for the, you know, lunch or dinner together. They also go for some play and some other activities. Engaging means what? That everybody is developing a team spirit. Spending time together. That one activity people have been doing, even once in a year, having a family reunion, get together, or some, you know, high tea, lunch, some activity with family. So I have seen even in defense, they followed in Navy. They used to take on family day, they will take all the families in the ship and they will make them to sail. So they will realize how their, you know, spouse, they are going in the sea and sailing, and how is the life in the ship. So they feel good, you know, other activities, cultural, sports. So somewhere for the engagement purpose, a lot of activities are done at different level in different organizations. That differentiates the, you know, great organizations from the, you know, mediocre organizations. Somewhere the management thinks only job should be done, that's it. I am not bothered. So how employees will be engaged? Think of. So somewhere it has to come from the top. Which culture, how they are going to, you know, take care of the people. I am telling you the bigger organization, why they are growing, because they take care of the people. If you engage, take care of the people, develop the people, build the people, they will build the business. The organization is going to run very smooth. People are going to put heart and soul. I have worked in an organization where I have not gone to the office except quarterly meetings, even before COVID, many years. But I was giving much more than what I would have given there. So what is the outcome? What is expected? The best employee engagement means when they are by the heart, they feel that, yes, I am part of this organization. This is my responsibility. This is my own company, my own job, my everything. my whole family life, everything depends on it. And it is me actually. So when they take the ownership, they give their best. And what is the result? In terms of, when you see the retention, the attrition rate comes very down. You see where the organization suffers. If the employee engagement is high, the employee retention rate is high. In turn, productivity is high. In turn, the interpersonal relationship is good. The organizational culture is good. So everybody feels good. When you are good in workplace, you are going to be good at your home also. Because people carry a lot of tension from workplace and family also suffers. So it makes everything happy. So in terms of your productivity, in terms of your retention, in terms of your day-to-day work environment, in terms of interpersonal relationships, in terms of the image of an organization or the work culture of an organization, everything comes from the better the employee engagement, better all these things. And everybody is looking for better productivity, good. People are happy, they are appreciative of their organizations. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, I would say that overall, if we summarize what you said, it is understood that if we give ownership of the employees' work to them, then they will be more dedicated towards the organization, right? Because if they are given the responsibility and they are responsible for it, they will be more committed. We will have a better customer experience, better retention, more retention. And at the end, there will be growth of the employees, and employees will have better health and better work-life balance as well.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, my next question is Ms. Jyothi. Well, employees are working overtime to complete the work, as we have already discussed it. How can employees work more efficiently and have a work-life balance? Do they need to learn time management, or how can they have a work-life balance? If you can put a light on that part of work-life balance in this.
Okay. So for a work-life balance, first thing, I was looking at one of the survey report, Qualtrics. It found 42% of the people have experienced decline in mental health. And that's a warning sign for an employer. If that kind of an employee is sitting in your organization, then what happens? They are more stressed, anxiety, emotionally, they would be challenged. They have trouble in concentrating, even delivering, right? And like what Narendra Singh ji said, it's a productivity is very important. That's the base. We have to get the business result. So what do we do to bring that work-life balance? Are we engaging employees just in doing the games, events, activities focused on organization development, or can we also add on employee well-being? And when you say employee well-being, it's just not about mental health. Okay, you need to focus on 5 pillars, on when you talk about well-being. And that could be your financial health, your emotional health, your own relationship health, your career and community health. All of this, along with the emotional health, we need to focus on all of these pillars. And if that person is enjoying all of these pillars, he is stable in all of these pillars, his roof is safe, he is able to contribute more, he is able to do engaged more. What happens if one or two pillars wobble here? Just think over. You don't have a financial stability, what happens? If you don't have an emotional health condition, what happens? If you don't have a proper relationship in the family or in the organization, what happens? What happens if you are not sure about your career, your community you are living in? What happens? So that's the drift we need to focus on in bringing well-being of employees. Only then we will be able to do a balance. Again, as I said, the pandemic has drastically changed our working way of life, right? And now it's a pivot. It's a remote plus hybrid work. How are they balancing? Are they able to build a boundary of work and home? Are they able to switch off work life and go back to personal life? Are they able to do that? Is your policy and process is aligned in such a way? Like in my organization, 1 to 2 is a lunch break, no meetings, no calls, no disturbance at all for employees. Are you giving that kind of a freedom for employees to balance their self? Because employee well-being is the heart of business. And if you want to boost engagement, if you want to boost innovation, if you want to boost growth, then you need to focus all this. Yeah, business result is the output which you will get only when you focus on employee well-being in all aspects. Over to you, Hamid.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to say so much, and which everybody should hear, that we need to give some space to our employees beyond our working hours. Either it's lunch break or either beyond the working hours. We should not disturb them beyond the time that they have left the office, even if it is online. Mostly it is observed in schools that even after the school is over, whether it's online or offline, teachers still get messages to do some work, and they have to complete it. They have to do it anyway. So they don't have a life at home, most of them.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Hamid, business is interest in the ROI. Why should I invest? What is that I am going to get? Because they are giving money for that, investing time, money, whatever that is. So when you invest on these things for employees, right? The positivity, the kind of a culture you bring in, how the employees get productive, it's all in best for the organization. And organization will not face brain drain. Yeah, you are able to retain talent. Yeah, and your brand value also get increased. And as a HR, we need to show all this value to the business. Why we want to do that? Because you're creating that safer zone for employees to feel confident, feel committed, feel productive and content in their role, so they are able to contribute more. Yeah, only then growth will happen, only when you engage employees. So
Right.
this is like, it goes in circle.
Well, if we talk about engagement with
Over to
employees,
you, Amit.
if we talk, is my connection stable?
Yes, it's okay. Now we have to open the house for the distinguished guests, those who are here.
Yes. So participants can raise hand, and you can then unmute yourself.
Now the house is open for the
It's stable from my side.
Yes.
Yes. So
yeah, hello, good morning everyone.
good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, myself Dr. Ram from Singapore.
Morning.
Good morning. Nice to meet you all. It is really wonderful session. That relevant topic as of the day, because many people after this pandemic, they are addressing a lot of problems. During the pandemic, they have not having the good job or source, how to develop their skill set or their comfortability to get some good jobs. But many points already covered. My curiosity is, how do we able to engage the organization to survive better because of the hurdles they have overcome with the pandemic period? And then the employees who could not able to address their KPI values during this pandemic situation, as many speakers already addressed, because it was not the regular routine jobs, but they have done something from work from home or some kind of freelance or hybrid kind of engagements. But how do they able to cope up well? Because we usually in Singapore, it is very competitive place. The people must need to go for lifelong learning. Government also insisted a lot for them to cope up with the lifelong learning, how to add on value for their career accomplishments and survival things according to the organizational needs. So in India, I don't know much about that, but we can able to focus in this kind of way. How do they able to build up the task completing competency skills or their roles and response according to the position what they assign for doing so. And then the work-life balance, already Jyothi addressed very well, because the employee wanted to recognize their valuable time according to the work workplace and then personal life. So we have to respect and give some kind of reward specs as per the attraction for keeping the talents, because now it is talent acquisition kind of era. So the talents are the asset of the organization, no doubt about that. That point of view for especially the PMED category, professional, managerial, executive, and technical cadre category. These are all the vital workforces in our community. How do we able to engage? The way how to engage them comfortable and making them to transform their career according to the organizational standards. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ram, for giving your inputs on the topic. And if anybody wants to ask any question to the panelists, they can raise a hand and they can ask.
So by that, you get a question,
Yes.
Amit. Let me just add a few points to whatever Jyothi said about the, emotional quotient and the post-pandemic impact, the mental health rather. So I am also a psychologist. So I have been talking a lot on to the, how to improve the mental health, which is affecting a lot of people. A lot of reports are there in the corporate world. There is definitely a challenge because we have not seen such situation in past 100 years. It means all these current generation which are there now currently in any age group, they have not seen such a situation in their lifetime. So how to handle it, nobody was knowing. So it has brought a lot of challenges actually. People staying at home, work from home, some have lost the job, situation at the workplace. Already the pressure, tensions are increasing. The stress level, anxiety, the depression cases, they have gone up. And if you see the report, the more than 20% people have got some sort of mental health issue, some or the other. And we have seen a lot of things are going on. So I will just, and it is not taught anywhere how to handle your emotions, how to control your these things. So let me give you a few inputs. It may benefit the people. That one is IQ. IQ gives us entry for any job, profession, business, wherever we go. It is because of whatever we, got it in our academics and interview, whatever it is, then we are through, we are in the organization. So that is just because of the IQ. And remember, people face challenges because the EQ was not taught anywhere. The only measurement criteria, how intelligent you are. But in real life, if you see the recent studies, what is the true intelligence? How you adapt to the situations. There is a big paper published onto this, but I will tell you, the EQ is like a journey ticket and IQ is like a platform ticket, just for the entry. You can go to the train platform, leave it. But how far and how comfortable you will travel, it depends on the journey tickets. It means that is EQ is how far you are going to travel in your career and how comfortable, how you are able to manage yourself well in spite of odd situations. Others, if we are affected by others' behavior, words, thoughts, actions, then we cannot be emotionally stable. So that is where now in this time, we need to have more self-awareness. Spend time with yourself, each and everyone. The worst part is that we are spending a lot of time onto the social media, which is again impacting and distracting our brain. So if you sit quietly, spend time with yourself, identify your strengths, weaknesses, and try to work on to, improving yourself. Do some meditation, sit quietly. I am telling you, your EQ is going to be up. Work on your, skills, how to deal with the others, interpersonal skills, improve them consistently. So consistent personal development is going to help. How we need to deal in our family, at our workplace, with the customers outside. So if we are able to handle them effectively, peacefully, being in our control, our own control, things will be managed very well.
You
because
have right, Dr. Mr. Narendra, that we just need to analyze what is in our control and what is not in our control, then only we will be able to take better decisions in life, be more productive emotionally and physically as well. Coming to that, we have come to the end of the webinar, and I thank all the panelists who have shared their inputs on the topic, and all the participants who joined the webinar and learned so much from it. And I would like to thank Dr. Haleema for giving me this opportunity to host this webinar. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Over to you, Dr. Haleema.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hamid. It was really very well conducted, and I request each one of you to kindly give a big round of applause to Mr. Hamid Hassan, who has volunteered to initiate such an important, I must say, the topic. And ladies and gentlemen, this program was brought to you by LLB, Lead or Led By. Lead or Led By is organized by SA Education Trust under EDUFAM International Academy, and it is also supported by Edjobster, MLKJ Club, the Explorer Academy, and JAHAN-E. So if you like this program, and I believe that you all like this program because it was full of practical tips. Mr. Narendra Singh and Ms. Jyothi, Mrs. Reena, everybody has given you can say it is not 5 minutes or 10 minutes speech, but it was 6 into multiply by 30 or 40 or 45 years experience, whatever they have. And it was really, I have learned many things personally. Believe me, I have learned many things personally here. So thank you very much for joining us. Lead and Led By always believe that who is driving your car. First of all, we have to ask these questions always, that whether our car is driven by others or it is driven by us. If it is not driven by us, we are driven by the circumstances, by the society, by the media, then of course it is the time we have to ponder upon this, and we have to think that we must take the leadership of our own life. Leadership of self is the most important thing. For that, LLB organizes a program that is called 1 Month Leadership Challenge. We are going to start another batch of professionals in July 2022. This is going to be 1 month challenge come course. These are the takeaways of this workshop, this 1 month course: e-certificates, winners trophy, 4 live master classes, panel discussion, 1 month leadership challenge come training, one-to-one interaction. As I have already mentioned, that one-to-one has magical effects on the people. Then talk shows on JAHAN-E, an educational YouTube channel, learning from the secrets of personal leadership and finding the why of meaningful life. And this is the takeaways. Within 1 month, you are going to interact with minimum 30 experts every night at 8 o'clock. And you are going to be benefited by their expertise, by their leadership capacities and qualities. Now, for this, no prior experience is needed. Only a positive mindset is required. And you have to give your time in the morning, 15 minutes, at night, 1 hour, and on Sundays, 1.5 hours. This is the only requirement for this. And this course is for 12,000 rupees, but for the early birds, it is for 6,000 till 30th June 2022. Those who are interested in this, they can always contact us. For today, since you have taken up time and you have taken the initiatives to come and join us, we are giving this course 30 days leadership challenge come course only for 3,000 rupees. If those who are interested, they can always contact us. This is for the mid-career professionals, this is for the beginners, this is for the ambitious individuals, aspiring leaders, and this is for the college students, those who are going to a step in their practical life. I hope that this initiative taken by LLB is purely to help the people to reach out to the community and to bring the people to make them realize their maximum potentials. So we are not here to create the leaders, we are here to unleash a leader in each and every individual. That is our motto. This is the WhatsApp number. You can always contact and WhatsApp. We are going to share the Google form link as well. You can always fill the Google form link and be connected with us. Thank you very much. Believe me that we have conducted 3 batches of this. 4th batch is going on, and 5th batch I'm announcing today. And the people who have joined this have tremendous effects, and they have shared with us that how their life has transformed. Now they are not living for themselves only. Now they are living for the community, for the people, for the society, for the world. That's what we want. अपने लिए भी जिए तो क्या जिए, तू जी ए दिल ज़माने के लिए. That's all from me. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here.
Dr.
you all.
Pichai,
Thank
yeah,
you,
Dr.
Haleema ma'am.
Pichai from Malaysia. Please unmute and share your experience.
Actually, Dr. Ram, this was the first part of our program.
Yeah,
The
yes.
panel discussion that is already over. Now the second part of program is for our leadership batch students, those who have joined our leadership batch. So we are going to have a program for them. This is called the activity on self-esteem. For that, we have invited Dr. Pichai. Dr. Pichai is going to first speak for 5 minutes on the self-esteem. And then after that, we are going to have an activity on the self-esteem. Thank you very much, everyone. So those who are here for the panel discussion on employment engagement, if you can join us for the self-esteem as well, we will be very happy and grateful. But if you have any other engagement, so I thank you very much personally for being here. Thank you. May God bless you. And LLB will always remain grateful to your precious time, efforts. Please share your contact details in the chat box so that the people who want to join you in your endeavors, they can always contact. So I request all the panelists to share their links of their contact, like their email IDs, phone numbers, and other things. Thank you.